3D Machines here. May 2.4 is almost here, so I gotta get working on my Ford. I've been working on all my other machines lately because you know, it's lawnmower season, so people are buying lawnmowers, and I'm selling them. I'm selling them to people before I even have them done. So I have 2 riding mowers left. I'm actually getting 2 more coming in. But May 2.4 is here. I gotta work on my Ford. So the Ford is under here. I plan on working on the frickin', I don't even know what the hell you want to call those. I want to extend the threads so that this lock washer is actually doing something on all of them. You see, it's only a tiny bit is there. Well, I want to make it like 1/2 inch, you know, stick in there so that the lock nut can actually do something. So I'm gonna get this nonsense off and show you what it's looking like. So there's the beast. You can see that fender's still off. I was gonna replace this with steel because I actually have sheet steel in my garage, but that's one thing that isn't really necessary for the race, so I'm gonna probably keep that. But if I want to, you know, put more work into this thing, I will make that out of sheet steel and weld it all up. But the main thing I want to get to is the threads on every wheel, because you know, when you build these things, it doesn't go according to plan always. So I expected the threads to be plenty long enough, but too short. So I'm gonna fix that. And then the brakes, I want to stop better. And I think that's about it. This thing goes pretty damn fast, so I want to stop pretty damn fast. But I definitely got to get her going because I told Chris that I'm actually going to ride this to Canada. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm sure it's going to take a while. I don't really know what I'm going to get myself into, but I have to come prepared for sure. So we'll get this thing in the garage and start working on it. Holy cow, and I even have a free lift. I got the beast on charge. 2-amp battery charge. We're going to charge this sucker up real good. I'm charging it because it doesn't have its own charging system, unfortunately. When I went through it, I accidentally snipped the wires a little too short. I welded on all these extra threads. As you can see, I don't even have a lock nut on this one because I actually tightened that bolt right onto, or that nut right onto the weld, so it frickin' grabbed right onto that weld and, you know, kind of tapped it. And this one I have a lock nut on. And then over here I have 2 nuts, and they're locked together. And then back here I have a lock nut. That doesn't have very much, so I mean, it was either cut that and, you know, bring it out a little bit more. I said, hell, the lock nut's working, so we'll keep that one there. But while I was doing this, I had the jack up, and it tore this piece out because I don't even think they're welded in. I think they're just pressed in. The piece that goes into the steering shaft itself, I guess, right here, that connects this piece of steel to this original steering, snapped. So what I did was I took it out, welded it all the way around, made it really strong, then welded on some threads, put a lock nut on there, so we're all set with the steering. So while I was redoing my steering, you know, putting those threads on, I have 2 different rims. So when I measured the first time, I was going from inside the rim to, you know, a different spot, and inside the rim a different spot. And I'm like, oh, that's good. But after I put them on, I'm like, what the hell? This is off. So after I did the work today, I realized that there's 2 different rims. So I measured it and you know, re-welded some washers in here so it would space it out. And now the thing turns so much better. So I mean, it actually controls like a 4-wheeler, or I don't know about dirt bike, but a 4-wheeler. And I took it down the road and it is smooth. It's not jerking me back and forth anymore. So that is definitely a plus. But I still am going to work on some brakes. I'm going to put a foot brake instead of this hand brake. Since I got to use my hand for the throttle and for this brake, I'm going to use my foot over here and you know, get another foot brake, so, you know, we can have double the stopping power. So I'm probably going to take the deck height adjustment thing, cut all that up, somehow mount it to the frame so that it's real comfortable for me to, you know, push the brakes. Then all I'll have to do is slap on the air filter, put the hood on, slap on the side fender there, we'll be ready to go. Just put a little slime in the back tire so we shouldn't have as much leakage. But I'm going to change the oil one more time. I have this 10W30 here, Valvoline. I'm not going to replace the oil filter. The oil filter's only got about an hour and a half on it. I'm just going to, you know, dump that stuff out and, you know, let it all drain. because you know, I want extra clean oil in this sucker. It's been sitting on the charger for a while now. I'm letting it, you know, get a full charge on it. As you can see, it's still charging. Got the fresh oil in it. We're ready to go. Started it up. Runs really good. So we're ready. All I need to do. Oh, I also mounted the hood. So I also mounted the hood. I welded it actually right onto the muffler, the mounts, right onto this, well, not the muffler, but the you know, the piece that sits around it. So to take the hood off, you actually have to unbolt 2 bolts to get it off. It doesn't just slide open like a regular hood because the handlebar's in the way. It sits right about here. So I bought another mower. So I bought these 2 today. I have a serious addiction. So what's gonna win the race? The Sears or the Ford?